About to go.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to another episode of This, That, and the Third, where we highlight different industries, different individuals that's really doing what they are doing successfully or just getting out. Today I'm your host, Chad Glover, by the way. I got a special one here today, man. Somebody I extremely look up to, has helped me out a ton in this business as well and doing way more than he actually puts on. Abraham Gray, everybody. Um,
What's going on,
what's
Chad?
up, man? Good to
Yeah.
have you on. This is a definitely I had to make sure that I get those who, again, that has influenced me, had a ton of inspiration when it comes to this journey I'm on, and you know where you facing it, but the people don't know. So today
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
the opportunity
We
to,
have some of the coolest deals we did together.
yeah, absolutely. I had to bring that up for sure. So I had to move my studio around due to some technical difficulties. Again, I'm trying to get my team on pass, but we're gonna make it work regardless. So,
Yeah.
but Abraham, a ton of information I can get into, man. But first off, I have to say, like, super grateful just to have you as a person I can reach out to, yeah. But other just an individual that's authentic, like yourself, and that's things that I look to with people that I'm really look up to and aspire to become even, cause you like way light years ahead, but you never betray it like that. You would never know. So I appreciate, just grateful for you allowing me a little bit of part inside of your world, man.
Yeah. Well, I like being a
100%.
part of yours too. So it's cool. It works out for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Abraham, you've been doing this for a while, man. One thing I want to highlight, I was trying to have the hat, so also this thing supposed to flash across, but again, a ton of technical difficulties right now.
Mhm.
But in terms of your origin story, like how you getting started, how long you been basically doing what you're doing, because if y'all don't see, he has like one, two, three, four placards in back of him. Those are all his businesses
Yeah.
right there.
I
You
got
know,
my whole room. No, my whole room is full now. Like, let's see here.
yeah.
Uh, it goes around like the whole thing. There's like, yeah, these are all different businesses.
Yeah. So in terms of getting started and what made you, I know your origin in terms of like the We Buy Gold and things like that early on, but what was that and how like instrumental with just people that you come across, those who may have helped you along that journey?
Yeah, no, people are real important. I mean, you have to be around the right people. If you're around the wrong people, you're going to go down a bad path. So, early on when I was a young kid, I mean, I did hang around a bunch of bad people and I got in trouble a lot. But luckily, I switched to who I was hanging out with and then started hanging out with, entrepreneurs and people that were, doing good in their life. I learned from them and luckily I went down that path. But yeah, I mean, when I first started, I learned from tons of people in business. Then eventually, I had someone that got me into real estate back in probably like 1998 is when I bought my first property. So I started hanging out with this real estate person that got me into real estate then, and learned a lot. And then just kept meeting new more and more people, and
Mm.
grew better just from learning from everybody.
Yeah, and in terms of like when it comes to the business, was it business you first got into, or was it like real estate? I know it was kind of the
Yeah,
intertwined.
business was a lot was way before real estate. I started my first business in 1990, and I didn't buy my first property until in 1998.
Mm. Interesting. So that's kind of different because the my journey was on this side of it was the real estate intro, and it was look
Yeah,
at real estate as like the means and business as the end. I always seen like business is
yeah.
truly
Most
the one to
people, I
go.
mean, if you talk to most people started in real estate and then got into business. But it just depends on who you were around when you were younger and when you start. If you're around people that do business, you're going to start with business. If you're around people
Mm,
that do real estate, you can start with real estate. It just so happens that 100 times more people do real estate than business. So and it's easier to talk to those people. The real estate people they have meetups, they have all these different things. It's easier to get in that network and talk to them. But yeah, I mean, if you're around a lot of people that do a lot of business, you might start with business, but it's typically real estate and then business.
Yeah. So when you got into that world, was it just like going out to certain places, or just people made that you just was around family, friends, just say, hey, I want to kind of introduce you like that? For someone that's not into those words, how would you say to even begin to tap into that?
I mean, the way I got into business was just finding something that I really enjoyed, that I was passionate about, that I knew a lot about, and I turned it into a business. And then once I turned it into a business, I started being around a lot of other business people that were doing something similar to me. And that's how I learned from how other people were doing it. I knew my way, but then I found all these other successful people and I just copied a little bit off everybody and took the best of everything and then grew my business using the best strategies that everybody else had.
Yeah. And no, and in terms of like acquisitions, when you're speaking of those different strategies and finding your own and what works for you, how important is that though? It's like because some people would like see something that works and just say, oh, I would just want to try that thing, rather than tapping into what you said, something that you like. So identifying that and then applying that to strategies, how would you go about like picking up something that you actually want to do, and then how to acquire it when you just starting out?
Yeah, I mean, again, you should always pick something that you're, passionate about, that you know a lot about, and then, once you see how you're doing with that, you should really go all in and do way more on that because that's what you're, making money on and what you're doing. But eventually, you're going to see other people that are successful in other stuff, and you've got to learn from them and figure out ways to branch out and do some other things. But most people that are very successful, they pick like one or two things that they're really good at, and that's kind of what they do. They don't do like 100 things. I know a lot of people talk
Hmm.
about shiny object syndrome and all that. They start doing all these different things. Those are probably people that are least successful in general. Like all the richest people and all the most successful people, they don't really do a whole lot of different things. They do like one or two things, very few things, and just are really good at it and just pound away at those things.
Mm. Doubling down on what your strength is, not worried about jumping everywhere else because it look good and maybe can make money, but just
Yeah,
basically focus on what is making money and like go hard in it basically.
yeah, no, 100%. Someone's not gonna hold on. Yeah, open the door's open. Yeah, here. Sorry, it's crazy. This
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, no
All right.
worries. I appreciate you just taking your time. I know you're
No,
super
no.
busy because again, people that don't know him, if you follow him on the social media, you can see him basically Abraham Gray official just posting different houses that he flipping like weekly, multiple weekly. And if you what I notice is like fun to him. You know, it's like this is what he truly enjoy doing because he may say like $40,000 when I know well he got YouTube videos about his net worth. So 48,000 or 40,000 is just something that's not really a thing. It's just what he enjoy doing. You
Yeah,
know,
but it's fun for you too. I mean, if you see that you're doing something and you're progressing and doing well at it, no matter what it is, you're going to enjoy it. If you're doing something
absolutely.
that's not successful, you're not going to enjoy it. But if you're successful, you're going to enjoy it. Luckily for me, it's business that I'm happen to be really good at in real estate. So that's what makes me successful, and I enjoy it. But
Yeah.
there's plenty of things that everyone else is good at that I suck at, and that's not super enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
Luckily I have the right things that I'm good at that make me a lot of money.
What would be like one of those things you would say that really gets you to where you are in terms of just your strength? I know
I'm very, I'm
email. I
very.
know
I think
once.
one of the most important things and one of my strengths is I'm really, really good at talking with people. I can talk to any type of person, anytime, and get them to like me. So
Hmm.
if you could get someone to like you, you pretty much can do whatever you want. So I'm really good at getting people to like me, but I'm also very creative. I could come up with tons and tons of different ways to do something that most people can't figure out more than one or two ways. So that helps me be able to solve problems that other people can't solve, and that's ultimately what's going to make you more money and get other people to like you. And again, if you could get people to like you, they're going to do whatever you want, and you got to be good with talking with people and coming up with solutions for everything. And those are probably my two biggest traits that I'm good at.
Yeah, I would totally agree. How they say that people do like to do business with those who do business, but also with those that they like,
Hmm.
and they do more repeat business with those that they actually have some type of connection and actually
Yeah,
like them. So I
100%.
totally
If
get
you
it.
don't like someone, you're never going to want to deal with them again. You're never going to answer their calls. You're never going to do. I mean, you have to like them, and the
Hmm.
more you like them, the more you're going to do stuff with them, and refer people to them, and everything else. So that's how you grow.
Yeah. In terms of like your business, because I know you last we spoke, you was talking about how you're just gonna basically turn it up more with just buying more businesses, like the
Mhm.
Put Nation and Launchpad, all of these things. Like I can go on and on. You kind of showed your board. How
Yeah.
would you be going about it? Just acquiring them, or the strategies
So
behind it.
so I've been buying multiple businesses every year, but I've been doing so much real estate and lending lately that I haven't had the time to put into as much business as I want. So I just hired someone to take over pretty much most of my real estate and lending stuff. So it's going to free up a lot of time to grow the real estate lending, but also start doing a lot more business. So my
Hmm.
plan is in 2025 to free up time to be able to go to the gym more, work a little bit less, but also be able to do some of the stuff that I haven't been able to do, which is to target and buy a lot more businesses, but have somebody else run them and manage them after I buy them. So it shouldn't take that much time. So that's going to be one of the big things I do. You're going to see me buy a lot more businesses in 2025 than in any other year.
Mm, yeah. So when you doing so, is it kind of like going through like how we doing real estate, cold calling or selling out direct mail? What's
Yeah.
the strategy you find that's most like impactful in terms of that growth and
Yeah,
acquisition?
so it's very similar to real estate. I mean, with real estate, I'm pretty much buying 99.9% off market, mostly from wholesalers and other people. I buy very very little on market. The ones that I do buy on market for real estate is typically creative deals, like
Mm-hmm.
owner finance or subject to. But in business, I probably buy maybe at this point 75% off market and 25% on market. So it's a lot more on market, 25%. But the trick is in real estate, if there's deals out there, people are making offers, and there's a million people that want to buy every property. In business, there's not many people that want to buy businesses, so there's not much, people that you're bidding against or have to compete against. So with business, what I notice is that most businesses don't sell. Over 90% don't even sell. So what I like to do is on the on market ones, look for businesses that have been around for a year or longer than a year on market, and then you have really motivated sellers. And if the people really want to sell and it's been up there for a year and they haven't had any offers or haven't been able to sell it, those are the businesses that I do very well buying. Almost every business I've bought on market has been listed for close to a year or longer, and those
Mm-hmm.
are very motivated sellers. And then of course I do all the same stuff. The other 75% I buy off market. I have email campaigns and cold calling campaigns, but I have a really really good letter campaign. My letter campaign, sending letters to people,
Mm-hmm.
probably buys more businesses than any other. But I also look on LinkedIn. You could connect with a lot of different business owners. I have someone in my office when I'm very aggressively trying to buy businesses that goes through different systems and creates all the businesses in certain areas and certain niches that I'm looking for, and they we do all kinds of different campaign blasts to those type of people to try to buy them.
Mm. Yes, I seen some of those letter campaigns, super creative, and I
Yeah,
think you was putting whatever the industry is, kind of some picture or something attached to it that kind of
yeah.
makes
I
me
have I
feel
have crazy
connected.
letters. I have a bunch here in my office, but yeah, I mean, if I'm trying to buy a plumbing company, it's shaped like a toilet or it's shaped like a toilet paper or whatever, and then everyone reads it, everyone opens it. They're curious. When I bought trophies, the letters look like a trophy. When I bought, trophy stores, right? When I bought
Mm-hmm.
gyms, they look like barbells. When I bought landscape companies, they're shaped like a fence or grass or whatever it is. So I make it very similar to the industry, and then pretty much every single one I send out gets open. So I get a very high callback rate or email back rate.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to just off market, it just deals with having that org chart. So in terms of like how your things are structured for someone, yourself is scaled out. So you have yourself, like you just described, someone that's doing outreach for you, someone that possibly underwriting the deals, as well as yourself. So it sounds like multiple people
Yeah, I
involved.
probably underwrite everything. So really, I don't have a big team. that's like in the office, I would say that I have a partner in most of my businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and we split the task between us. So
Yep.
I'm the one that finds the deals, underwrites the deals, negotiates the deals, talks to all the sellers. And then once I buy it and I get a good deal, then I have another partner that operates everything. So my operating partner operates everything, and then I have another partner that probably does the legal and the accounting and different strategy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on the business. Some business I have one partner, some business I have multiple partners, and I have different partners in different businesses. So it just depends on what you know business I'm buying and what partner I have that's good for that type of business. And I get new partners all the time. I've done plenty of business masterminds over the years. I started doing them in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I've partnered with multiple people that have come to masterminds I didn't even know when they came, and now I'm partners with them. I have partners in all over the place just from people coming to these masterminds, and we own businesses together. So that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, just being in the right room. I
Yeah.
think that's super, super important. Just being the one that's out there, even if you're just getting started, like no one that's never done a business or bought a business or even real estate. Even I think partnership is the way to go. Just with people that's more experienced and just bringing a
Yeah.
skill set to it.
100%. If you're not comfortable or you're very new at something, get with someone that's done it, that's good at it, and partner
Hmm.
with them, and then you'll learn from them, and you guys will make money together, and eventually you
Yeah.
could do it on your own once you know enough.
Absolutely. It's kind of like it's super like how where I met you prior to the deal we done, but we didn't get like it's where we are now or the
Yeah.
progression of it until the deal, and just that deal, like just to break it down to the listeners, having a creative finances, which is
And we
subject
met, just
to
so everyone knows, we met at the end of like the fourth quarter of 2020 is when we met.
yeah, fourth quarter,
So it's been about 4 years now.
yeah, yeah. So how long it was, and I'm the type that is me is I was like, oh, how can I bring you value to someone? What can I do for someone better than I don't want to never be the one that like, hey, what you have for me? What can you teach me? Whatever. Always trying to bring something. So I used to watch you from afar, for example, and just type text and just
Uh-huh.
congratulate you a ton of stuff. But when I got that deal, first it come from I'm gonna tell a whole story with micro in it, so they can get a picture of
Yeah.
how this happened and the importance of just understanding that what you see, this is me. What I see and what I believe in, you can't knock it down 100%. I'm just going to find out how to make it get done. And so I got the deal like 9 houses, Atlanta, Georgia. We was going crazy at that time, Sandy Springs area, and 9 properties. A guy couldn't underwrite them. He basically didn't have the money. He was getting the lending for it.
Mhm.
So the numbers didn't pan out for the hard money. So knowing Abraham, when Abraham was buying, I reached out to him. And here it is, now knowing who he is today and where I am today in terms of the self development is when we got that deal, Abraham was like, what you want to do? You like want to split them? And I looked at him like, okay, what I'm gonna do with like 4 5 properties in Atlanta, Georgia, where I don't know anything other than you and a few people. I said, no, I just wholesale them. But just knowing what I know now and knowing who Abraham, the lending, the resources and all of those things, that's what I mean by just partnering with someone. And Abraham is that person. Like
Mhm.
I'm trying to like be good with time too, and not really going deep. Just who he is as an individual, man. It's
That
like
was a
super
cool story
helpful.
though. You made
Yeah,
like 50 grand on that, on the assignment
yeah.
on that.
Just off the houses was 50. Then I got like 5 acres of land from him, another
Yeah.
50 from it. So it's like that deal was
That
a
was a
six
six
figure
figure
deal.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So it's stuff like that of individuals like Abraham that's willing to give knowledge. Not only from that deal, I learned from it. I structured it, yeah, but I learned how it worked, how money. And then I remember calling you after Abraham was like, bro, you gotta like mentor me. You like, yeah, yeah, whatever you want. So
Yeah.
I wanna like I'm gonna talk about that story on the later podcast when it's just me just roundtabling.
Yeah.
But how like when you get deals like that and it's like these big packages, how cool is it that you had the resources and just intuitive to know what's the deal and
Mhm.
what the value is at that time?
It's really important to be able to underwrite deals. So if you know to underwrite deals, you could buy anything if it's a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
And we went back and forth. We changed the terms a few times with the seller, and I just knew it was a good deal, so I was able to buy it. This particular deal, I don't think anyone was able to buy because it was like almost $1 million cash to
Yeah.
close, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
So
good.
this is like a over $5 million deal or something. It was a close to a $5 million deal, but we needed like close to 100,000 to close, maybe just a little bit. I mean, close to a million to close,
Yeah.
a little bit under. So nobody really had that. But yeah, luckily I made a lot of money over my years, and I always have whatever money I need to buy any deal. Like I could never be if it's a good deal, I'll have the money. So I always keep a few $1 million laying around for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And if I need more, no problem. I can get it pretty fast. So yeah, that was a good deal. I bought it. It's been almost close to 4 years now, and I still own. So it was 9 properties. I still own 8 of them. I just sold one of them. I just sold one of them last month. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I was renting it the whole time. Somebody moved out, and the house was just destroyed. It had all kinds of problems. I didn't want to fix it, so I sold that one, but I still have the other 8. The other 8 I'll probably keep for a long, long time.
Yeah. It was a good area, like from where it's at for
Great
hunting
area.
for.
It's right where I live. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's a really good area.
Yeah. So one thing also before we get off here too, just the importance of your dynamic. Just your the spouse that you have. I remember when I first met Donna, she was always cool. You was
Yeah.
always yourself. And just the importance of having someone of that magnitude, like someone that's not only like wife, the mother of your kids and things like that, but that support system.
Yeah,
The
no, it's
importance of
super
that.
important. Yeah, me and my wife, we do stuff together every week. She for years and years, helped me in the business. She would come, she'd be in the office,
Yeah.
for half a day, and she'd help me with whatever I need, and keep everything organized. So, but yeah, she always supported anything I ever need. She's there, and vice versa. And
Yeah.
we besides work, we were able to go to lunch a lot because she was always here, which is cool. And then on the weekends we have our date nights, and we do our stuff, and then of course we hang out with the kids and do go to their school stuff and games and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it's really important. If you don't have someone that believes in you and understands what you're doing and supports you, it's tough to do anything. So it definitely supports whatever I do, and that's another reason why I'm able to do more and be successful.
Yeah. 100%. In terms of just what do you like your I ain't gonna say end goal, but just your what's your point where you like, hey, I don't want to do this no more. In terms of acquisitions, not
Yeah.
you always have some footprint.
Uh-huh. No, I mean, I get to those points all the time where it's just basically if I don't enjoy what I'm doing, or I'm not doing it at the same like high level I was doing it before, then I just kind of quit doing that stuff and do something else. But the thing that's important is that you always have to do something, because if you don't do anything, you're not progressing. And if you're not
Mm,
progressing, your self-esteem goes down. You don't feel as good about yourself. You always got to feel good about yourself. You always got to feel like you're progressing. So, you're always doing something to progress. It could be whether it's, real estate or business or whatever else it is, something in life you have to do all the time to progress and feel like you're progressing, so you feel good about yourself. But yeah, you don't have to do it on a bigger scale. As long as you're progressing a little bit, I think that's fine. So I'm always going to be doing something, but if I'm doing something and I don't enjoy it anymore, that's when I kind of stop doing it.
yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of like if you're not growing, you're basically dying, how they say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And if you look at any of the most successful people, I don't care who the richest people in the world are, Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, and all these different people, they don't ever quit working. They always
Mm-hmm.
do something. And it's not because they need the money. They don't need the money. But like if they don't feel that they're progressing or helping other people, or doing something that makes sense, for their life, at that point, that's when you start, getting sick and dying, and you're
Mm-hmm.
worthless. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
feel good about yourself. You got to feel good about yourself. So everyone keeps going and keeps doing stuff. And that's really important to always do, no matter what.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I had an analysis like Warren Buffett. That's someone I look at, and he's
Well,
older, but he still do things. And I feel it's just what you just said.
as soon as he quits doing something, he's going to die really soon after,
Yeah.
because you don't feel good about yourself. When you don't feel good about yourself, your health goes away, your
Mm-hmm.
your motivation goes away, everything goes away, and then eventually you die a lot faster, and you get in worse shape. And you've got to feel like you're helping people, helping yourself, progressing, making the world better.
Yeah, 100%. It makes total sense. Like I'm the same way. It's like if I don't, I do this because one, I love it, and I
Mhm.
wanted to start a podcast to introduce the world to people like yourself and everyone else that may come on that's not privy to it. You know, like coming from where I come from to where I'm at today, and got so far of things I want to accomplish, just to highlight that. You know, and individuals yourself. You know, to know like, hey, you don't have to limit yourself. Like, don't think just because where you begin is how you end. That's what I always
Mhm.
tell anybody I come in contact with.
For
And it's
sure.
kind of like, your story, too. Is how your beginning is different from where you ending up at,
Yeah, you
100%.
progress and you change every year, all the time.
Hmm.
As you hang around different people and learn more, you're gonna progress and do stuff better and do stuff differently.
Yeah. How can, I know you got a lot of workshops and things like that coming up. How can they tap into it? Because I think, especially the business mind, I know you're going to be doing a lot of other
Yeah.
different stuff. And you super helpful. Like if they was to DM you or whatever, you going to find
Yeah,
ways to
I
like,
answer everybody. I answer all my emails and messages. But yeah, I
mm,
mean, to get a hold of me, obviously they can email me. My email is abraham@mmaatl.com. But you can friend me on, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all these different things. And I respond to every message, and you can see kind of what I'm up to. And, we could potentially do stuff together in the future.
absolutely. So, guys, I ain't gonna take up too much of Abraham time, like 100%. I got a ton of other stuff I'm of do a later on with him, probably
Yeah.
in person that we're
Okay.
gonna do. Just I want to like highlight some stuff, probably whiteboard it out to let us see. We can't really do that here. You can only like listen to us, but
Uh-huh.
understand business. You can do it. Same thing as real estate, same type of strategies, Kind of walk us through, if you have time, a deal that you've just acquired and like the structuring of it, like how you acquired it, how you structure it, and what's the
Yeah.
plan
So
with
I
it.
just bought like 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, I bought a tree company,
Mm-hmm.
and it cuts trees and does all that. So it was actually somebody I bought it with somebody, so I'm partners with someone, and the person I bought it with came to one of my business buying masterminds and he came to me after it was over. He's like, I want to buy, can you help me try to buy my my boss's company? I was like, yeah. So we worked on trying to buy his company, and it was a totally done deal. And like a week or so before we were supposed to close, the guy backed out and flaked on him and everything else. So since then, we've been trying to buy other tree companies. So this is one that we ended up working a deal on, like I said, about 6 weeks ago, and we ended up closing on it 6 weeks ago. We started this 3 months ago. It took a few months to get this to the finish line, but this is I partnered with the guy. He's been in this tree company, service his whole life, and now he owns this one. This is actually a lot bigger than the one he worked for, so it was even a
Mm-hmm.
better deal. And the way I structured it is that he's going to run it, operate it, and he's going to get 50% for doing that. And I'm getting 50% for helping him find it and put the deal together, and then coming up with the money needed to buy it. So I didn't even have to use any of my own money. I found an investor that gave me the down payment money for a percentage. So originally it was 50% mine and 50% my partner Nick. I gave the person that came up with the money a certain percent of mine to come up with the money. So the
Mm-hmm.
deal was, it was a $1.5 million deal. That's what we paid for it, and I got the owner to finance 85%.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to come up with 15%. And the way I did that was I gave someone the option to put up to 15% and own 15% of the company. So basically, now I own 35%. This person owns 15. Nick owns 50. But we didn't have to come up with any money. We got this. And what's crazy is all these hurricanes came through a week or two after we bought this company,
Right.
like crazy hurricanes, like two really. And so the company I bought has been like 10 times busier than normal, and they've just been making crazy. We probably made I don't know, way more money than we were supposed to in the first month and a half that we had it. But again, there was so much emergency
Mm-hmm.
services with hurricane, and this is actually hurricane time, so a lot more storms and hurricanes will probably happen over the next month or so. But so this is the busy time. But yeah, it was great timing when we bought it and closed on it. And right now we're looking to buy other companies that are similar to ours near us, so we could bolt on have more crews, have more equipment, and grow the company that way. Once I own a company, I love buying other companies that are similar and just growing your company that way instead of marketing. Of course, I market and do all that stuff as well, but it's a lot slower process. When you're buying somebody else's business to add on to yours, it's you grow like instantly overnight, which is way more exciting for me. So that's our goal with that company, to try to buy a few more pretty soon. I would say I want to give like at least 2 or 3 months to settle in, and then we'll start looking at some other companies.
Oh, and just attaching them all
Yeah,
under the same umbrella,
yeah, just
essentially.
adding them on and doing more business.
Yeah, and that's cool. Something that I want like the listeners to highlight on is that even though you have money, understanding the business of money, which is lending, partnering, such like that, to bring in, and you can do more stuff too. When you
Yeah,
have all these different relationships, that's super important. Even at
yeah,
whatever level you at.
yeah,
So,
no, for sure. I mean, it's impossible to do everything by yourself. Like,
hmm
you're only good at a little bit of stuff. Everybody else is good at stuff you're not good at. So I always find the people that are good at the stuff I'm not good at, and I show them what I'm good at, and I do the little bit I'm good at. I let them do all the stuff they're good at, and that's how partnerships always work well.
100%, and then in it 0% out of it, and just everybody get what their fair
Yeah,
share of it. And it's
yeah.
something that like AI can't take over. Like, well, right now I don't see robots doing that right now, but
Elon
like,
Musk. Elon Musk just came out with a robot that he said that in the next 3 to 4 years, he's selling for around 35, $40,000.
hmm
That you could have in your house. It looks just like a real person,
yeah,
and it will do everything. It could watch your kids. It could babysit. It could clean your house. It could do anything. So eventually, they're going to get better and better and have
yeah,
robots be able to do anything.
I think so too. I think for the foreseeable, right now we kind of okay with certain stuff like the tree business, with humans, service based business, HVAC,
Yeah.
plumbing, stuff like that. But I do think 100% at some point, like robots and
They're gonna
artificial
they're gonna
intelligence.
figure out ways to get better and better and get people to do more and more stuff you wouldn't even think is possible.
Yeah,
It's crazy,
it's been
but
on the front line of it. So, man, again, you got this info you gave out, like it's
yeah,
real email. That's the email address I use.
my
Everybody
email,
use.
and then my social medias. Just hit me up on any of them, and we'll connect and talk and do
Yeah,
deals.
100%. And yeah, when we get there, we could do a whole little whiteboard session of the stuff. Some cool YouTube stuff. So, but
Yeah,
Abraham, I ain't want to hold you up, man. I know you had a ton of stuff going on. I just appreciate what you gave in terms of just how to structure. That's super important to have on the people understand that. Like, hey, even
yeah,
though you have money, it's still important to relationships and do tons of more stuff with just other cool stuff and not having so much of a hand in. You want to create a job for yourself, essentially.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you want to just have that passive, but yeah, man, it's always good talking to you, Chad. Man, I love talking with you. You're a cool dude. So
Yeah.
yeah, anytime you ever want to chat, let's do it again.
Cool, man. Absolutely. And I again hit you up soon. Be down there soon. I got a ton of plans for it. I want to run by
Awesome.
you, man.
I can't
Appreciate your
wait.
time, bro. This is super valuable to me. I got,
Yeah.
what I had jotted down. I hope they did too. Appreciate you, man. I look
Yeah.
forward to chopping up with you later.
Yep. Thanks.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
So everybody, I just wrapped up another episode, man. Highlights I want to do. I really want to highlight y'all real fast. Well, I got Abraham. I'm gonna bring him back up in a second. Is understanding the power in relationships, man. If you never got nothing out of that too, is relationships you have, the proximity, super important who you are around. Is either gonna make or break, you know, and just constantly pushing forward on the vision that you have. A lot of deterrents gonna come in the way, a lot of obstacles and all of the things, but understand it's a part of growth. No one grows comfortable, right? Even a rose pushing through the ground got to come out of it from a seed, right? Anything has to push through something to bloom into this beautiful thing. So have complete, utterly faith in what you got going on, and don't freaking give up. That's how I go. Um, so again, I appreciate Abraham. Good dude, man. I can't say enough about him. And I didn't know. I don't think we said his net worth. Hold on, is he still? No, I'm gonna just talk about his net worth for a second. If you look on all his YouTubes, he talks about it though. You'll never know. I didn't know that, but he's really doing what he say he does, man. and worth a ton of money, like nine figures. So I appreciate him just allowing me to pull from him, man. Super good dude. I can't stress it enough who he is as a person, man. 100%. So y'all, until next time, this was fun for me, like 100%. I hope y'all got some value from it, and we can bring do this again. So everybody, appreciate y'all, and we gonna get to it. We gonna continue to push forward, no matter what. Believe in yourself. Don't let nothing deter it. And understand the sky is not the limit. It's only the view. It's something way beyond that. Let's keep going.